Hi there. We're going to have a new class about the topic that we have been talking about in the last class, which was perimeter. Well, actually, it was area, but now we're going to get the perimeter in a algebraic form. So I'm going to get the perimeter now from the area, or maybe just from some information that we have from the shape. So let's start with the basics. What if we have a rectangle like this one? How do we get the perimeter for this shape? Well, remember that perimeter is everything that is around the shape. For example, all of this is going to be the perimeter, the sum of all of that length of all those lengths. It's going to be the perimeter. So all you have to do for getting the perimeter of actually any polygon, it's just adding the sides. You just add all the sides. But let's make life easier because we notice here there's a pattern. For example, this is 37. This is the base, and this base is going to be also over here. This is also going to be 37. And that means that these two, since they are parallel to each other, they are going to be of the same length. And also this side and this side are going to be the same. So you got two sides that are exactly the same. You got two bases and you got two heights. So we can make this formula, the double of the base plus the double of the height. Or it can also be the double of the length times the double of the width. It's the same. So I'm saying that you gotta double one of the sides and then double the other side, and then you add them, and that's gonna be the perimeter. You double them because this side also appears over here and this side appears over here. So this is information that you guys already know, but we're gonna be applying it to the new information about the algebraic expressions, such as this one. How do you get the perimeter of a rectangle where one of the sides is gonna be x? Well, this x represents that it's going to be some unknown number. We don't know how much it is. We just know that it's going to be x, and it could be anything. It could be a 10, a 20, or 30, any number that you want. But since you can guess a number and I can guess another number, well, why don't we just leave it at x? So we're going to keep it as an x. So this is going to be also the same thing as over there in the previous slide. This is the same as over here. This is also going to be x. And from here to here, guess what? It's going to be 16. So we got two sides that are exactly the same and two other sides that are exactly the same, but now one of them is going to have an x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the double of the base. In this case, the base is the x, and the other base is also x, so it's going to be 2 times x. And I'm going to take the double of the height, which is going to be 16. 2 times 16, that will be 32. And that's it. That's all you can do to get the algebraic expression for this shape, because we don't know how much this is, but we just know that it's x, and we're going to leave it at that. Okay, how about this one? We have an x here and another x. So that means that since this is parallel to this side, this is also going to be x. And this is going to be x. So we got the double of this and the double of this plus the double of these two guys. It's pretty much having x plus x plus x plus x. How many x's do you have there? It's 4x. You got 4 of them, so it's going to be 4 times x. And you can't do much about it because we don't know how much x is, so we're just going to leave it at that. We're just going to say that it's going to be 4 times x. That is going to be the answer, 4x. All right, now let's get a little bit more complicated. Now we state that this side is going to be x, and also this side is going to be x. Okay, and then this is 47, so this means that since it's parallel to this side, it's also going to be 47. This side is going to be the same as over here, and this side is going to be the same as over here because these guys are parallel to each other, and this guy are parallel to each other. Now we got to add all the x's. As you can see, we got 4 of them. We got 4 x's, and we got 2 47s. We got to add all the sides, and that will be our perimeter. But we got to simplify. This expression has to become 4x plus 47 plus 47. That will be 94. And that's going to be our expression, our algebraic expression for this shape, for this rectangle. All right, now how about this one? We got x and we got another x here and a 35 and a 3. Do we just add these guys? And then do we just do 2x plus 35 plus 3? Well, that can't be it, because what about this side? What about this side? And what about this side and this side? We gotta get the full perimeter, the full sides, all of this. That's gonna be the perimeter, not just the sides that they gave us. We gotta add all of them, and since they didn't place them, it's because it is obvious that this side is gonna be the same as this one. So that's why we didn't place the x over here, because it's very evident that it's the same side. So when they draw these shapes, they're going to assume that you understand what's going on here and that you have something that is very obvious and that this side is the same as this side, so that's why they didn't place it. But I'm going to place it right now for you guys to make it more clear. I'm going to have the x also over here on this side, and this 3 I'm going to write it just here as well, because this side and this side, they're parallel, and this 35 also appears over here. Alright, so how many x's do we have? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Here they are, the 4 x's. And then how many 3's do we have? We got this 3 and this other 3. So we got 2 of those 3's. There they are. Here they are, the 2 3's. And how about the 35's? Well, we got one 35 and another 35. That's what you got right there. So we got to add the 3's. 9, 35 plus 35, it's 70. And then you add these guys. It's going to be 79. Now, how many x's do you have? You got 4 of them. That's going to be 4x. So the answer is going to be, for the perimeter, will be 4x plus 79. That's it. Okay, now let's do this one. This is saying that you got x here. This one is also x. And this is going to be parallel to this side. So even though it doesn't appear, we know that it's going to be x, just like the one that is in front of it. Now, what's going to be the length of this side? It's going to be also x. And how about this side? What about this length from here to here? What's going to be the length of that? Well, this is going to be x, because it's in front of it and it's parallel. Well, it's going to be the same. And then this 39 also appears over here. There you go. All right. Now let's add all these x's. How many do you have? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we gotta simplify it to 6x. And then we got a 39 plus another 39. That's what we got right there. Now we add these coefficients, these numbers, and it's gonna be 78. So there you go. That's gonna be your perimeter. Whoa, what's going on here? Now they're gonna give us the area, and from the area I need to get the perimeter. And they're telling me that the area here is going to be x to the power of 2. And since it's going to be x to the power of 2, this is telling us that this is a square. It's x squared, so this is going to be a square. So that means that this is going to be x, and from here to here, it's also going to be x. So the area is going to be x times x, which means that each side is going to be x, because to get an area of x squared, the base is going to be x and the height is going to be x. So that means that this side is x, so this one is also going to be x. This side is x, also this one. Now, to get the perimeter, we gotta add all of them, and it's gonna be the same as the previous problem that we had seen a while ago. How many x's do we have there? We got 4 of them, so it's gonna be just 4x. That's gonna be the answer. Now this one, it says 20 times x. So this means that you have a base or a length of 20, and the other one, it's gonna be x. Okay, why is this? Because the area is something, the length times the width. In this case, the length is, well, it could be 20 and the width is going to be x. So we can take this assumption and we can get the perimeter with this information because, well, just to get the area, we got to get two numbers multiplied, and this is 20 times x, so we can take this 20 as the length and this x as the width. Alrighty, so we got 20 and x. That means that on the opposite side, we got also a 20. And over here, we also have an x because this is in front of it, the parallel, and they look like they have the same side. And guys, trust me, this is a rectangle, so we can know that this is going to be for sure the same side as this. So that's why we can assume this. And I'm telling you it's a rectangle. And you can see that it is. Okay, now how do we get the perimeter? It's going to be the double of the width, double of the base, or yeah, double of the base or double of the width, however you want to call it, and then the double of the height. So it's going to be 2 times 20, you got two 20s, so it's going to be 2 times 20, and then you got two of these x's. It's going to be 2x. 2 times 20, it's going to be 40. So there you go, your answer is going to be 2x plus 40. Alright, that's going to be it. That's your answer. Now let's continue. Here's another one. Oh, this looks pretty complicated. X squared plus 48x. What do we do? Okay, this is telling us that we got this as the area. It says right there, a equals x squared plus 48x. Alrighty. So then we gotta find the area. Okay, the area is that, but we gotta find the length of the base and the height because the rectangle is gonna be base times height. That's gonna be the area. We need to know the base and the height to get the perimeter. We need to know how much this thing is gonna be and how much this other thing is going to be. How much will they be? Base times height. Well, we gotta get two numbers that when they multiply, give us the area. And in this case, we got this. We can obtain it through factorization. Remember the topic of factorization? We did that a while ago, and it's in one of the videos. You can look them up. It's somewhere in there when we talked about quadratic equations. But now we're not going to solve the quadratic equation, we're just going to factorize it. It's in one of the previous videos, but we have also mentioned it in class. Okay, so we got x squared plus 48x. So this x means that you have x times x. I'm just going to review this really fast. And 48x, there you go, it's the same. And then you have to see what is common between them. So you see that you have an x that is common. Here's another x. So the x has to go outside. And what's going to stay inside? It's going to be x plus 48. Of course, this is what you already know, guys. You know this part. You know this. So we're going to factorize to get the base and the height. So that means that, for example, this could be the base. We don't really know if it's the base or the height. I'm just going to say that it's going to be the base. And this is going to be x plus 48. So I can assume that this is going to be the height for this rectangle because in my case, the rectangle's height that I have here, it's a little bit longer than this one. So that's a pretty good assumption that this is going to be x plus 48 and the base is going to be x because I see that for this case, the height is a little bit longer than this one, but it's going to be the same at the end for the perimeter. Anyways, I mean, it's going to be the same if you assume that this is the base or this is the height, the x or the x plus 48, but it's all good. Okay, let's continue. Now let's get the perimeter. Now we know the height and we know the base. So what you have to do is just double the length because you got this base, which is the same as this one. You also got this other one, which is x plus 48. Oh, I've got to write it down now. Okay, so all of this is going to be the same as this one. And, well, there you go. That's going to be the width. So you got to put the double of x plus 48 plus the double of the base, which is 2 times x. And then we got to do that thing that we did a while ago, which is multiplying what's inside the parentheses. Now you're going to multiply 2 times x. That's pretty easy. 2 times x is just 2x. Then we got to multiply this 2 with what's inside the parentheses. 2 times x is going to be 2x, and then 2 times 48, that's going to be this 96. You guys know how to do this. It's the distributive property of algebra. You know this stuff, guys. You've mastered it. You are masters of the distributive property, guys. You know this. You know this. Okay, let's just move on. Okay, so we got 2x plus 2x. That's going to be 4x. Then we got 96. And that's going to be the answer. So you got 2x plus 2x. That's going to be 4x plus 96. And that's it. Now let's do this one. Okay, so this is telling you that each of these little rectangles, the green rectangle has this area, the red rectangle has this area, and the other rectangle has this other area. And this thing, okay, I can't see it because it's the same color, it's blue. But this side, I mean this square or rectangle is going to be the same as this area, 17x. All right. Okay, so we want to get the perimeter, not of each little shape, but we want the perimeter of the whole rectangle. So that means that I need to get the area of the whole rectangle, not just one of them. So to get the area of the whole thing, I gotta add the little areas. So I know that this area, just this little shape, is gonna be x squared. And this other shape is gonna be 32x, and this one is 17x, there you go. And the other one is gonna be 544. Now we can add all the x's. I'm gonna simplify them because they're bananas. And bananas, you can add them, you can put them together. That's what you do with them, and then you eat them, the bananas. But anyways, we gotta add the x's. 32x plus 17x, that's gonna be 49x. Okay, but you can't add 49x with the 544 because that's not a common term. It's not a banana. This 544 is not a banana. This x, it is a banana. You can't add them because they're different. It's an apple and it's a banana. You can't. You can't. Okay. So now, remember this. This is a, remember this thing? It's a quadratic equation, just like the previous one. This quadratic equation, it's going to be solved with that formula that you guys know. It's the negative b plus negative square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. There you go. That is going to be the formula that you need to get these numbers. Or you can use factorization, which is two numbers that multiply give you this number, and then those two numbers also have to be, when they add, it has to be 49. So for 544, maybe you're gonna be there checking some divisors there for 544, and you gotta check the numbers that when you multiply them, it gives you 49. So the two numbers are gonna be 17 and 32. If you follow this procedure, it's going to give you the two answers that you got here, but it's going to give you with the opposite signs. So So it's going to give you the signs that you get for the roots. So all you have to do to go back over here is change the signs that you get from this procedure. So this is going to give you the two answers, negative 32, negative 17. Well, you just got to change the signs when you go back over here, okay? When you put them in the factors. Alrighty, guys. Well, for the sake of time, I'm not going to be explaining this again, but if you have doubts about this, you should go and head to that video where I explained very clearly how to use this procedure. But you guys have practiced this a lot, so I don't need to explain it again. You got it, guys. You understand these things. Anyways, this thing, this factor, and this other factor represents the length, and the other one represents the width, or vice versa, however you want to see them. At the end, for our perimeter, it's going to be the same. Alrighty, guys, so it's going to be x plus 17, it's one of them, and the other one is going to be x plus 32. So that means that from, let's say, for example, from here to here, it's going to be x plus 17. Oh no, actually it's going to be x plus 32. Because as you can see here, if you think about it, this is x squared, and from here to here you have an x. And from here to here, this should be 32. Why is that? And also from here to here it's going to be x, and from here to here it's going to be 17. Why is that? Because to get the area for this shape, it's going to be x times x, it will be x squared. And to get the area for this shape, it's going to be x times 32, it's going to be 32x. So that means that this shape is going to have this area, so that means that the height is going to be x, and the base of that thing is going to be 32, as I said right here. From here to here, it's 32. And, well, there you go. So this part is going to be 32, this is going to be x, this is going to be x, and this is going to be 17 by the same logic that I just mentioned right now. Because if this is x squared, and this is telling me this is 17, so this is going to be the base, which is going to be x, and the height has to be 17 because you got 17 times x to give us the 17x of the area. So this is going to be the height, and this is going to be also the height. You got two of them, 17x plus 17x, there you go. And that's going to be it. Well, now you're going to multiply 2 times x, and then 2 times 17, and then 2 times x, and then 2 times 32. And you can follow this procedure actually, or you can use logic to get the lengths of each side, because actually it's already there. The 32, it's this side, and the 17, it's going to be over here. So if you understood how to get it from this procedure, go ahead, just use this 32 as part of the length, and the other one is going to be x, and this 17 is going to be over here, also as part of the height. And the other part of the height is going to be x. Okay, alrighty guys, so coming back over here, you gotta do the multiplication. 2 times x, 2x, 2 times 17, 34, 2 times x, 2x, 2 times 32, 32 is going to be 64. Then you combine the bananas with the bananas. The 2x plus the 2x is going to be 4x. And then the apples with the apples. 34 plus 64 is going to be 94. What? Wait a minute. That's not going to be 94. That's going to be 98. There you go. Now it's good. Alrighty guys, let's go to the next one. Now, in this rectangle, it tells us that the area is going to be this. We don't really know what's inside of it. They just tell us that this is the area. So we got to use some factorization just like in the previous problem with the same formula, or you got to find two numbers that when they multiply give us 924, and then when they add, it's going to be, for example, 65. You got to check out the numbers that multiply and give you 924. Alright guys, so um I saved you the time. Well, right now I didn't explain how to do it because we've seen how to do that before. Or you can use the quadratic formula to obtain these two numbers. But again, I remind you that you have to change the sign when you put them here. Alrighty guys, so it's already guys. So you got 21 and this is 44. And so these are the factors of this square equation, quadratic equation. So that means that the length is going to be x plus 21. The base is going to be x plus 44 or vice versa. This is just a guess. It's a guess. Now, but it's going to be the same again as I told you before when you get the perimeter. Now, what's next? You got to multiply this times 2 and this times 2 because, well, x plus 21 is going to be here. I don't know, this could be the length or the base, whatever you want to call it. And the width is going to be, for example, this other guy, x plus 44. And you know that this thing is going to be also over here. And this side is going to be also over here. So that means that you got two of them. You got to multiply this x plus 21 times 2 and this x plus 44 times 2 as well. 2 times x is going to be 2x. 2 times 21, it's going to be 42. Then 2 times x is going to be 2x. And 2 times 44, it's 88. You guys know how to apply the distributive property. That's what we just did. Now what's going to be next? We got to simplify our polynomial. We got to put together the x's. You got 2x plus 2x, that'll be 4x. And then 42 plus 88, that'll be 133. And that's it, guys. That's going to be the perimeter. Well, we're done for this class. You guys have a great day. I'll see you later.